I'm Dylan Nolan, reporting from the lobby of the South Carolina State House for FITSNews. Behind me, House representatives are hearing close to 1,000 amendments submitted by Democratic lawmakers hoping to express their discontent with a bill which would ban nearly all abortions in the Palmetto State. Earlier today, some of those legislators held a press conference, and I was able to speak with some of them after. Let's hear what they had to say.
This is about women being forced to carry dead babies to term. This is about 10-year-olds being raped by their father and having to carry that child. This is about women being full citizens in our state.
No one, especially the 170 members of the South Carolina General Assembly, who, by the way, are comprised mostly of men, should stand between a woman and her doctor. Banning abortion is not protecting a woman's health, because the health risk of pregnancy are 14 times more dangerous than an abortion. And these are medical decisions that none of us have a medical degree, that should be decided by a woman and her doctor. Choices that pregnant women should be able to make independent of the legislature. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a long day. We have no intention of pulling any amendments. We're going to stand and debate every amendment that we're allowed to. We only have 3 minutes. It has been cloture, but we are going to make it hurt if they're going to force this on us.
If this issue is important to you, if you believe, as over 75% of South Carolinians believe, that the issue of choice is between a woman, her family, and her physician, then what we are saying to you is that this will not change unless there are changes in the Senate and in the House. Yes. Our message to those of you out there who this is your number one issue, you will have a chance come March 16th of next year through March 30th of next year to file to run for office either in the House or the Senate. Make no mistake about it. This is not personal. This is business. We know a lot of you have Republicans who are friends, who are relatives, who are really good people. What we're saying is that if those friends, relatives, and good people don't have the intestinal fortitude to put a thumb in their spine and voice your position on these issues, then sadly, in the minds of some, they will have to find something else to do with their time. And so we encourage you to do that. We'll very quickly take any questions. Here's the bottom line. We are clear that nothing we will do in here is going to change the votes of the people who want to force their position and their choices on women and girls and deny them the opportunity to make their own choices. We know that, but here's what we also know, that nothing easy is worth doing for the most part. If it was hard, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. What we want you to know is that the men and women behind me are not interested in just going along to get along, and these seats don't mean that much to them that they've got to sacrifice their personal positions to go along with the party line. The good thing about being a Democrat is that we've got pro-life Democrats and we have pro-choice Democrats. But the beauty of being a Democrat is that we don't tell people how to vote or we're going to throw them out the caucus. We don't do that. So y'all, we here for the long haul. Let's get rolling, soldiers. Thank you so much. All right, that's it. Thank you, ladies. Thank
you. Really, we want to be able to stand up and fight for women. I want to fight for my daughters, for the future generation, the women in this state and young ladies. who are being denied rights that we've had for 50 years. And I think while we see our efforts as maybe being futile, because we see the writing on the wall, the majority party has 88 seats in the legislature, but we really need to fight for women, and that's what we're trying to do, even if it's futile, and even if the outcome's going to be to pass this egregious, awful bill, a 6-week abortion ban, which essentially, effectively, is an abortion ban. And as I've said, 78% of Americans don't want this. And so I'm not sure why we're coming back to debate. And so we're going to make our voices be heard, and we have over close to 1,000 amendments. And we, like I've said, I brought 2 change of clothes. I've brought my toiletry bag. I live in Columbia, so I mean, I'm ready to take this as long as we can to fight for the women in this state and the young women in this state.
Legislators have been told not to expect much sleep until all of the amendments are heard. Count on FITSNews to continue to provide coverage of the abortion debate in South Carolina.